It is a massive web of networking, and money keeps their money together, and they help each other out because they never know when they need a business deal or a handshake or whatever.
I've got about 6 years of experience in the environmental industry, and I've got no job prospects whatsoever after submitting about 30 applications. What do you think I should do to sort of separate myself from the herd?
Tough, because I don't know, all your experience and what your field is, but here's what I would say. In this job market, 30 is nothing. Okay, 30 job applications, 30 it's nothing. It sometimes, especially when you're young and you're getting into something, even though you have the experience, in a job market like this, is very competitive. So 30, I would say it's not a big enough sample size, you know what I mean, to really make too many adjustments. But what I would say is potentially you can either go on Fiverr and do it, or you can do it with peers and stuff like that. Have people look over your resume and see if it could be tweaked. A lot of times we think our resume looks really good, and then somebody else peer reviews it, and it looks like, oh well, shit, this is a problem. This is a problem. There's misspelling here. There's here, and you got to stand out. So, like I said, that's probably it. But I would just say the biggest thing is to don't get discouraged right now. It's a really tough market out there right now, and 30 submissions in this, especially with what you're doing, is just too little to give up hope on.
Okay, so just go for volume, and
volume is in this market right now is the most important thing. But in the meantime, I would definitely have other people look over your resume to see, not just one person, several people, whether you pay $5 on Fiverr or, whatever, and get opinions, because you know what, you're one in a million. I mean, when it comes to a piece of paper, you yourself are a great, individual with so much to offer. But when an employer sees that piece of paper on your resume, it's just, here's what I used to do when we used to get lots of resumes. I would literally skim it. I would just skim it and say, okay, if there was a misspelled word in the first fucking top, I'd toss it. You know what I mean? Like I got 100 of these to go through. This person didn't even bother to use spell check. I'm done. And then I would look for education. Then I would look for this. I would pop out, and then I would look and see things like, I would skim it over, and then I would look and see employment history. Was there a gap in employment history, or was there lots of like short-term employment? If any of those things happened, I was done. I didn't want to do it. If you change jobs every 3 months, I don't want you here, because I'm going to lose you in 3 months, and I got to pay and train somebody else. Did you or is there big gaps? Okay, why are there big gaps? Let me look at your, I would skim those things, and I would very quickly, even though it was wrong to do, it's just nature, I would just quickly just dump those out and not even bother reading the resumes, right? So that's why sometimes when you have other people read it, they can see those things and help you, fix it. And I would say keep submitting and have people look over it, and maybe, help find it, make it pop a little bit better.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much for the advice.
Okay, buddy. Also, it's okay to I don't know how to put this. Sometimes remember, you want to shoot for the job that you want. Sometimes even if you're not qualified for it. I'll leave it with that.
Okay.
In other words, don't leave anything. Don't ever under qualify yourself. Okay.
Would you have any ideas about how to go about doing that, or just any advice in
Caller,
general?
can you be honest with me for a minute?
Yeah, of course.
Do you come from money?
I do.
Okay. When you come from money, you don't need degrees. You don't need applications. You need to know people. Use your family. Use your girlfriend's family. Make connections. That's how money gets jobs, through connections. You don't, and I'm just being 100% honest with you, you don't do what poor people do. I know this makes me sound like an asshole, but I'm just being real, because this is an anonymous call and you're asking for life advice. You have an advantage that 99% of people don't have. And that is that you already have those networking and connections ready. You just have to take the initiative. Stop wasting your time putting out fucking resumes on Indeed.com. Go to your family, go to your girlfriend's family, let them know what you want to do. They'll call a buddy, they'll call a friend, say, hey, this guy is this, do you have anything for him? And either they will give you something or somebody will find you something. But until you go and make those networking connections, you're going to be slaving away like all the regular plebs in the world.
Can I say that I have done my darndest when I actually met with the vice president of sales at Comcast and like talked to him, and the first thing he said was, "We don't hire people right out of college," and that was like the first thing he led
Then that's
with.
not a good connection. Close on, move on somewhere else.
I've tried connections from high school, college, all over the place. I don't know
No,
whether
not
it's
your
maybe
connections.
myself.
You need to make new connections through people who are connected. Remember, networking is like a spider web. Okay? Instead of trying to use what you know to try and get something, go to the people who already have them and establish them, because your connections are brand new. Somebody you went to school with, that was a couple of years of your life a few years ago. No, your parents know people for 25 years, who know people for 50 years, who know 10 people who've all lived. It is a massive web of networking. And money keeps their money together, and they help each other out because they never know when they need a business deal or a handshake or whatever. Money is where money is. I mean, if you want to, if you're trying to tell me, hey, Stocky, I don't want to go that route, I want to go the real route and not use my connections, that's a different story. But if you're just asking me how to get into a job and you're tired of slaving away with it, you have the advantage of having a network already set up of money that will take care of itself. You just have to do it the right way, right? You can't just go like, hey, we went to college together, can I get a job? No, that's not how it works. You go and you find people who will take care of their own. And you're one of their own if you do it the right way. So I would say focus on networking, and not just, hey, Dad, can you put in a good word with me with your buddy who's buddies with the guy who's vice president of fucking Sam's Club? No. You say, hey, Dad, do you know anybody that does whatever? Yeah, I know Rick. He's buddies with James, and James, is a vice president at Walmart or Sam's Club. Oh, cool. Yeah, can I talk to Rick? Yeah, let me put you in contact. Hey, Rick, it's anonymous caller on TSG show. Hey, buddy, what's going on? Hey, man, I was talking to my dad, and I've been looking for a job, and I'm really interested in this, and I heard that you have friends with so and so. Is there any way you can put me in contact with him? And he might be like, I'm not real comfortable with that, but just to let you know, we play golf once a month. You'd be welcome to come in. Now, instead of just going straight cold open to getting a job, you get to know each other. They like to play golf. You play golf with them. It's casual. It's a good setting. You guys get to bullshit. You get to know each other. You get to have laughs and jokes, and he gets to know who you are as a person and your personality. And now you guys are having a good time. And then at the end of the golfing day, like, you were a lot of fun. Thanks for hanging out. Hey, listen, I'd love to do it again. Yeah, me too. Oh, by the way, so-and-so said that you're looking for a job. Yeah, I'm looking for a job. Oh, you are? I know Rick and I know your dad. They're good people, and you seem like a good guy. Let me, Let me put in some calls and see if we got anything opening up in our Minnesota plant or something like that. Oh, okay, thanks a lot. Boom, boom. Okay, that's how you make connections, not, we went to school together, I need a job, anything? That's not going to work.
So I learned a lot from the morning calls and a lot from the casino side of it. Mm-hmm. And I actually used a lot of it to get promoted for my boss. And the question I have for you is, have you ever been in a position to be in charge of people? Because I don't know exactly how to do that.
Yeah, I've been a manager and a director in different positions in my life. It's a very, very tough thing. So it's a very tough line that you have to draw. I always went with the tough but fair, right? So I used to be the tough but fair kind of guy. Like I was tough, but I was always fair. I wasn't an asshole, but people knew what I expected of them. But at the same time, I praised them when they did good, and I came down them when things were wrong. Like they knew where I stood on things. There wasn't any kind of like, I was nice. I used to always tell my employees two things. I said, there's two things I expect from you, other than doing the job that you're supposed to do. Don't lie to me. If you fuck up, tell me. Right. Don't hide things from me. And be where you need to be when you need to be there. Get the job done. Other than that, it was fine. Now, it depends on what you're in. Are you in a casino and you're becoming management in casino?
Yeah, so I'm actually getting promoted from being an analyst to becoming a supervisor underneath a team lead. And I'm almost to that. I had a meeting with my boss yesterday, and the way she was describing it is like I learned enough about the job to get to that promotion and even go beyond it within the next couple weeks or months or whatever, because we're going through a big acquisition right now, and there's a lot of movement to grow. And
Well,
don't know,
listen, I'm really happy that however
Welcome
the
to
hell
CLFTW
I
to
or
the
this
big
community was
game.
able to help you is important. I can't tell you what to do and how to be a good leader. It's just like I talked about earlier in the show. It's about experience. But the most important things for me that I could say that I wish I would have knew in the beginning was, number one, be a leader. Okay? You can't be indecisive. People look to you to lead them. Okay? Now don't get big-headed on it and become like an authoritarian dictator, but you have to show, people have to believe in you. They have to believe that you know what you're doing, or that you at least, have the capability, right? Nobody wants to follow somebody who feels like they're fucking following an idiot, right? So, even if you don't know what you're doing, you need to make it seem like you know what you're doing, okay? If you don't know something, it's okay to not know something, and don't just make stuff up, but be like, hey, I'll get back to you on that, or I'll touch it. Make sure that people look at you as a leader, and a leader is somebody who inspires, other people. And one of the way to inspire people is, number one, be empathetic and caring, right? You want to, people have lives. I used to tell my employees all the time, you have a life outside of this job, and I respect that. Your kid's going to get sick. You're going to have a car breakdown. These things are going to happen, and I'm not going to expect that you're a robot who's not going to have these things. But at the same time, don't let them know that your kindness is not weakness, right? So the idea is, hey, I understand this. I know you're a human being. I know you need time off. I know you need these things, but we also have a job to do. So I am going to work with you, but you're going to have to work with me here, okay? This is what I need you to do. I need you to be here. I need you to do it. Take care of it. Don't fucking lie to me or hide things from me. Be here, be on time, okay? If you do have a problem, if you have something you don't understand, if there's something that upsets you, if there's a problem you have, come see me one-on-one and we'll discuss it. And work with those people. They will respect you. You don't have to be an asshole for them to respect you, and you don't have to be a pussy for them to respect them. Be a leader, but also understand you're leading people. So if people believe that you're strong, that you have a vision, and that you know what you're doing, but you also care about them, they will follow you to the ends of the earth.
So what you're saying is basically be hard when you need to be hard, and be soft when you actually need to be empathetic, and be real with people is what you're saying.
Outside of the sex jokes, yeah.
Whatever.
I was always a tough but fair kind of guy. And people will say, Stocky, being tough but fair sounds like some bullshit militaristic thing. No, it's not. Tough but fair is in, I expect you to be here. I expect you to do your job. I expect you to do it to the best of your ability. And I expect you to be honest with me and be punctual, right? But at the same time, that's not going to come without me appreciating you, me knowing who you are, and me caring about you. I mean, you could ask any of my employees. I mean, there's some of them, my old employees still text me from time to time. I got a call from one of them yesterday who I haven't seen in 3 years, who said, hey, can you give me a reference? I appreciate everything, and you were that, because I was tough but fair. They were scared a little bit, but it's kind of like my relationship with my wife, right? She jokingly says, like, I love my husband, and he's such a sweetheart, and he's so caring, but I'm a little afraid of him, right? Like that little bit of like, I know that everything's good, but if business is business, is business. And that's kind of how I did it, and I had a lot, and they respected me for that. Not because I was a great person, not because I knew everything. I wasn't the smartest, I wasn't the best, I wasn't everything, but they believed in me, and they knew that I had their backs. And that is what an employee wants from their leader. They want somebody who they know has their backs when shit hits the fan, but also is going, is a leader, is somebody who they can follow, right? Nobody's going to follow the person with the guns over the hill who's like, oh, guys, I think the enemy's on the other side of the hill. It's kind of scary. Okay, let's go. We're supposed to go over there. Let's go. Nobody's going to follow that dude, but they're also not going to follow the guy on a daily basis who's like, get your pussy ass up or I'll fucking shoot you where you stand. That's just fear. Nobody's going to follow that person when they don't have to, right? They want the person who says, guys, if we sit here, we're going to die. We need to cross that hill. We need to get over that hill, and we need to take those sons of bitches out. And guess what? We're going to be the sons of bitches holding that hill, not them. Others will live in fear of us. We won't live in fear of them. And I am going to lead this fucking charge. That inspires people. Not the other two.
Okay. I don't know if chat actually clipped that, but thanks, Stocky. I appreciate the words of advice. And
listen, the best thing you can do, Honestly, fake it till you make it if you have to, but just listen. Don't be an asshole. Some people get into a position of authority and it gets to their head. Don't do that. But what I will say to you,
I'm afraid to be the asshole.
you won't be the asshole. The only way you'll be the asshole is if you are compensating for something. And if you're not, if you have confidence, you won't be an asshole. You know who assholes are? Like the true assholes are people who lack confidence, and the only way that they can make up for their insecurities is to put down other people so they feel like they have power.
Got it. All right.
Okay? Put your shoulders back. Stand tall, walk around like you own the place. Okay? But don't act like an asshole. Just do it. And you know what? There's gonna be a learning curve. And people will respect you if you don't try to pretend like you know more than you do when you're learning. It's okay. Everybody knows a new leader is going to come in. Nobody likes a new boss. Nobody wants a new boss. It's just how it is. Nobody likes change. But if you come in and you look at people directly and say, hey, my name is so-and-so, I just got a supervisor here. Listen, I'm looking forward to working for you and working with you and leading this team. And listen, I would appreciate any help, anything that you guys could do to bring me up to speed because I want this team to be successful. And then at the end of the day, I always used to tell them, right? Your success is my success.
All right.
Your failure is my failure. I am in charge. At the end of the day, the buck stops with me. And one thing they used to know is that I wouldn't let anybody shit on them. If they fucked up, I was responsible for it. I took the heat for it. I never threw my employees under the bus because you know what? Just like in the military, there's no bad employees. There's only bad managers. There's no bad soldiers. There's only bad sergeants.
So I do have one more question for you then.
Go for it.
Because so I'm in a team with a couple of my colleagues or whatever the fuck. And so this promotion is basically putting me above them, basically in charge of the peers that I used to work with. I don't know how I feel about that because I feel like they've been equal for a while and I haven't made that transition of a higher power. And I feel like we're all on the same level in some capacity.
It's a very awkward situation. There's no ways about it. But you know what you do? They will learn to respect you and understand it if you show your leadership ability, but you don't rub it in their faces. Okay, the first thing you do is when you walk in, be like, all right, guys, I know we used to be equals, but I'm your boss now. So listen, nobody likes that. Everybody fucking hates it. There's going to be people jealous. There's going to be people happy for you. And there's going to be awkward situations. But just continue doing what you were doing and talking in a similar way outside of, the scuttlebutt bullshit, like, sex jokes and, that's what she said and let's get drinks and shit like that. Let them know, show it, don't say it. You know what I mean? Lead by example. Do as I do, not as I say, not kind of thing. It's how it was. I had people the same way. I was in a group of managers when I was in a hotel and I got promoted to their boss. And it was awkward at first. And a lot of them pretended like they were fucking like, oh, I don't know who you are. Fuck, you're just the same guy. And I didn't come in and be like, oh, I'm your boss. No, you have to respect me. I would take them aside, never in front of another employee, somebody under them, because I didn't want that. And I'd take them aside and be like, listen, dude, this is awkward for you. It's awkward for me. I get it. All right. But I've been put in charge of this. And let me ask you something. If it was you that got promoted instead of me, would you not do the same thing? I understand that you wanted the promotion.
And I thought about that too. I thought about if they were put in the same position, if they were given the same opportunity I'm being given now, I don't know if it would be any different. I feel like I would just try to look for another job and leave, but that's just.
And they might do that, and you can't do that. But the best thing you can do as an adult, as a human being, as a coworker, is take them aside one-on-one, just like your friends. Because remember, behind closed doors, you're not boss and employee. You're friends. You can talk. I used to have an open door policy. I used to tell my employees, listen, if you ever want to talk one-on-one, not as a boss, not as an employee, just like, man to man, woman to man, come in, let me know, close the door, and we'll talk it out. Not in front of employees, because there has to be a certain level of structure and hierarchy there, but behind closed doors, we're there. And I would take them behind closed doors and I would talk to them. I'd be like, hey, listen, man, let's just talk this out, because you don't want that awkward sense in the air, right? Because everybody knows there's a problem. No, take them aside and say, hey, listen, dude, this is what's up. I know it's shitty. I know you wanted the position. I know we were all going for it. It came to me, and I know it sucks, and I know that you're not happy with it, and I understand it's going to be awkward for a little while. But just understand that. Listen, man. I guarantee if you got the position, your number one goal would be to just make sure that the team's doing better and that everything runs smooth. And that's what my position is. That's what I'm hoping for too, man. And like I said, I understand that there's some reservations here, and it sucks with the situation, but just understand that I'm just going to try and do the best I can, man. And I hope that you can respect that and that we can do this. And that at the end of the day,
that we could continue growing as a team.
And at the end of the day, I got the promotion, but it doesn't mean that anybody's better than anybody. It just means that now I have the responsibility. Now all the fuck ups are on me. Are we good? And a lot of times they'll sit there and say, you know what? I was pissed, but you're being real with me, man. I appreciate it. It's going to take a while to get used to it, but I appreciate it.
And man, I really appreciate the advice, and I appreciate everything you do on stream. Everything that you do in the morning calls really helped me out get the news and be able to actually present like news from other casinos to my boss and stuff like that.
Yeah, no, it's great. I mean, that's why I love sharing it. I mean, it's awesome that a lot of people use the knowledge. It's not even just stock traders. It's like they use it. We've had people get jobs at PayPal because of some of the stuff they learned. And I would love to hear sometime about the stuff that you use to help you get a job. But whatever, dude, listen. Even if you never trade a stock, I'm glad I could help you a little bit.